Is it recording? Does she know?
Yeah, she had to do something. That's record, I pushed it.
Doesn't look like it's on.
Guess you don't have to use that.
It's not on,
Camera's already on.
The on-off's on the side and then you.
on the
There it
side.
does.
Do we need to record now?
Come on in. We're trying to figure out.
It's
the
recording.
All right, it's recording now.
Good.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Alright, August 24th, we have a nice crowd here. And let's do.
Here.
Annie,
Yes.
Brett?
Yep.
Hi, Justin.
Here.
Let's see if I can turn that off. I never do it right. And Brad.
Okay, before we drop the agenda, I would like to add, right after the public concerns, before departmental reports, Leslie Wines has something to present to us. And then also.
Sorry.
I said Leslie Wines has something.
Yeah, I got it turned off finally. I'd never know how to do it. So finally the kids told me how to do it.
Appropriate timing.
Sorry.
Guess you're done, Leslie.
Get
Get it shut down. And then a 5-minute exec session at the end. And with that, I'm going to approve. I'm sorry.
All in favor? Unanimous.
Move to approve the minutes for August 10th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Now I had a question about.
So they
I
brought
see
that
it doesn't
back
look the same. Do what?
That was just assuming.
Well, it looks different.
Does it?
Well, I thought,
I probably printed something wrong. Are we looking at the appropriation thing?
yes, but I thought I saw something different on my computer, but apparently I was mistaken, so it's on good.
I'll move to approve appropriations 1477.
I'll second.
Again,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
and Brad.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any public concerns or comments at this time? If you're on the agenda, then you just hold those comments till then.
I'm not on the agenda.
Okay, go ahead.
I do have some concerns. I have about 4 questions. I'd like to know how many boats that you guys allow at one dock. Because I live next to a rental property where they rent on the weekends. And they let, I don't know how many boats, jet skis, whatever in. And I just want to know how many, and if you ask them what dock they're going to.
I don't think that there is a set amount.
None to my knowledge.
Because they sure crowd over on me.
I guess the question is, when you have 10 feet, by the way, my name's Mark Dolan. I live at 80 Lakeview Circle, I'm from West Shore. There's 10 feet between the docks. They were measured before they were built, when we built ours. And the one next to us, he got a conditional use permit, so now we have 2 rentals and 5 houses on the lake. So we have Mans's.
And they're eating
And
us.
there's 2 that is ours, and there's a new one next to us. And it's rented every weekend, and it's during the week. He just got it about 5 weeks ago. And so now we had to put chains up and block your walkway also, they stay off our docks. Now we're getting crowded in where we can't even enjoy our dock. We don't get to use anything, because on the one side, they fixed that old dock, the crescent dock, they put a new one up. And the 10 feet's there, and now a boat goes in there, so now it's a, pontoon, thank you. And it takes up maybe 4 or 5 inches to our dock. And then on the other side, we have these renters on the weekend and during the week on occasion, and they take up, on the other side, about 7 feet. So now we can enjoy our dock. And we'd like to get what we're paying for, our rent.
And we don't have a boat or anything. We just like to go down and enjoy the lake and fish.
You know, it isn't just a boat, it's boat and floaties and jet skis and.
Yeah, they-
I have pictures, it just keeps adding on and encroaching, where, you know, I can't fish on the side of the boat house. before they get in dock, they crowd it in. So, you know, we'd like to get a value for what we pay in rent, at least.
And the same way with the kayaks and stuff. How many kayaks do we have on the lake? Because I know a bunch of them that don't have any stickers on them, and maybe they're not required to have a sticker. I don't know.
They are.
But they don't have them.
What, I thought they
They're
didn't have
required to
sticker
be
with single
inspected.
use.
Wow.
Well, they bring them with them, and they just pull them down into the lake.
No.
Yeah, it's an
I
issue
thought
of
single
things
use
not
day,
being
you used to-
inspected.
And now they want to cut trees
I
down
thought
on
a single
your
use
property.
day.
It's on the bank side, which is your property.
You're right.
They
single
want
use
to
thing.
cut it down,
With the people who rent.
cut those down apparently, I guess, so they can
Right,
lake
but-
better or something. I don't know.
Is the problem.
But, it shades our dock. And I don't want to see those old oaks go away. So do you guys allow them to just come down and chop trees down?
No,
No.
they have to come to us first.
Yeah, they usually ask us.
There has to be a reason why.
They should ask us that as the,
They refuse those trees we cut down. You know, it helps shade our property, we appreciate that. We take care of
Yeah,
our dock, our, city property, we take care of, great care. I've got probably $1,000 worth of bulbs and stuff out there, just to make it look decent. And then the rest of it, with the hotel in next to it, it's just let go. I cleaned it out last year, spring, fall, I'm not doing it again. It's quite a bit of space. He's Vernon Green's old property, he always kept it up, we agreed to do it, and I'm done. You know, they're gonna get $250 a month for that place, they can at least take care of the property.
and you guys don't have any. So they just come right over and park on our property, so we gotta go over there and tell them to leave.
Ask them guys.
Just like, you know, when they were going onto our docks. We had to go in and go ask them if they'd please get off our dock. Or you stand up on your dock and yell at them to get off my dock.
yeah.
Now, whenever they rent cabins and stuff like that, don't they have to get a special permit from the county?
Used to it.
They did,
So,
and it was only supposed to be, they told us 3 or 4 times, which, to church groups. Which, it's not that they're not nice people, because they really are nice people. But people that come and rent don't care for that property like you do.
Or somebody different every group, and then somebody else has got it the next weekend, you have the exact same code.
How many's too many, can I ask? Just,
I mean, what?
how many boats, jet skis, I guess, is too many for a dock? I don't,
I don't
think
it's
know.
one, I'm not sure.
There's only
Wouldn't
like
it?
one per dock. I
one,
mean,
okay.
the people that live out here.
Well, I mean, and I
they-
see that with a boat, but the jet skis are much smaller, so I just wondered if, like,
Oh, they're pretty wide.
yeah, okay.
They're half the size probably of a boat, I'm guessing. I never had one,
Okay.
but I'm assuming like a motorcycle, I don't know. They go
Right.
in the water.
I'm just worried, I'm just curious about that 10 feet between the docks. I mean, you get your 5 feet and that's it, or do you get to encroach on somebody else's, make the encroach in your, use of your dock? I don't know what the rule on that is, I haven't seen it posted anywhere. I mean, you know, you'd think that they have the common decency to not, you know, encroach on your property, but that appears to, you know.
I can honestly tell you, I've been coming to meetings for years, 20, 30 years, never had this complaint. But then again, we never had them rented before. I think this is
They're
something,
all over the lake. They're just rented everywhere.
right, and this is something, you know, they go to the zoning board, right?
Yeah.
It seemed to me that there needs to be some rules on renters.
Yeah, they have to stay up your property, I'd assume.
Well, among other things like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna rent a property, you need to, you know, abide by the neighbors and the rules and stuff like that. So this is something that should be brought up with the county. I would think with the zoning board.
I don't think that it should be brought up with the county because they don't have the issue with that. They went through the right loopholes to get what they have. Their issue is they're encroaching on their dock, which is our shoreline. We allow the dock, so that would be us that would be going around policing that, making sure that that's not happening.
Sounds like a question for Todd to know where our boundaries are, what we can mandate, what is fair to both sides.
Yeah, because that makes sense
I mean,
about
we-
the dock. 'Cause that-
What
yeah.
I'm thinking 2 options here, and I don't live at the lake. I can't because I wouldn't be in this chair right now. The 2 things that I'm thinking is, 1, you have 5 feet on each side, which who has a 5-foot wide boat?
Right.
Very few people. The other option is you park your boat at the end of your dock.
Mhm.
There, you're not encroaching on the 10 feet, But that's just when I'm coming off the top of my head. When this man shows up, we can speak with the lawyer.
Okay.
That's who I'm referring to. And maybe he has some advice. I don't know. I know that our lake is very unique in that it's privately owned and we rent the dock space
Right.
out. That's
Well, we live there full time. We're not just a weekend or whatever. And we come and we do business here with you guys. So I don't like renters coming in and taking over the whole lake.
we're hearing a lot of that lately.
Well, if they're gonna use it that much more, like I noticed the trash cans always overflowed, extra bags, it's the trash. They should pay accordingly. If they're getting $500 a weekend and they're using up more resources on the city and LWID, maybe they should pay a little more. They should be taxed accordingly as a business since they're running it as a business.
But they don't care about
I think they
your
are,
area either.
but
They don't care about the lake.
Not on their dock though.
And
They're
I know
not
that's yours.
taxed on their docks like they should be. I mean, if
I
they're
know you
making
brought that
profit
up
off of our docks, we should be
Yeah.
getting some of that.
But they don't follow the
Because they pay the
lake
same as
rules.
everybody
And
else
I
that
know we
doesn't.
got lake rules. I've been here long enough. I know we got lake rules. And they should have to follow those too. And like the people that are renting it to them, they can write down all the rules they want to, but if they don't want to follow them, they don't. They just do whatever they want to do. But it's a big concern of ours.
Yeah, like I said, we have two places that rent in 5, one next to us and one 2 houses down. So it's a little crowded on weekends down there. I counted 28 people last weekend in 3 spaces down there. So I noticed. And we're in just a little loop there off the lake, so it really seems crowded that way. It isn't just like next to each other. We're all kind of using the same space. And there's still, this bowl that I watched a long time ago, there's a buoy out there that's about 6 inches above the water. And we called it in 2 years ago for the 4th of July, so nobody hit it. And it's still there, and someone's gonna nail it, and they're gonna get hurt.
It's right out in front of our diving board.
80, it's,
I've seen it.
the dock,
Yeah.
it's,
Fair
says-
point is above. the
yeah,
water.
Yeah.
it's just, it depends on the lake level, but yeah, it's frozen in place.
Yeah, sometimes it's underwater.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
Now
it
it's
is.
about 6 inches above. The water's high, it's freezing.
What's your address?
80 Lakeview.
80 Lake.
80 by the
Posted,
Kayaks.
it's listed on the dock.
Yeah, we put them on ours.
Did you have some more questions?
We appreciate you listening to us.
Yeah, that's, no. I just, would like for them to follow the rules. Put stickers on their boat, that would help you guys out on your bills, that you collect from us.
Fees.
They just drag them down the water. That's very simple, it's to drag a
I
canoe
think
down there.
that, people that come in for a weekend or whatever, just like, they have to have day permit.
Yeah.
They
Right.
put it on, but they don't
No,
do
they
it.
don't.
That's the income you're missing.
I think, whatever,
Right,
they should post that
Sure.
on their B&B
right.
things they need to do. You need to go to the bait shop and get your,
Right.
register
They do
your
that, but they don't
kayaks.
follow
and your-
those rules. They do that, but they
It's
don't
not-
follow
that's not
those
listed.
rules.
Well, along with courtesy for the neighboring docks too. I mean, that should be a part of
If
that.
if it has an inspection, there's a reason for that inspection, so that it's seaworthy, I would imagine, so that nobody gets hurt.
Or
There
there's,
are no inspections, there never have been.
Yeah, they don't shut.
They don't shut the gates, and they haven't inspected the boat for 3
We
years.
swim at the area a lot. And there's
I brought that up.
fishing and doing stuff
Yeah, it
down
used
there,
to
but-
be, okay.
Yeah, you used to
Check
have to
in.
go in before
Moment.
you put your boat in of any sort.
I remember.
and they sprayed it all down. I do know
Yeah,
that.
but
They
with
do my
lots of
brother.
trying
I do
to
my-
do
Also used to,
Yeah. Which we found out kind of after the fact that the effectiveness of that was pretty limited, just
Yeah, there's-
spraying that
I knew that.
bleach.
The problem is.
And that's true.
We don't want.
Yeah, Russell's moved on to something else now, I noticed. I read about it. Some other screws.
So we appreciate you listening.
I wish I could give you some answers right now, but we will check it
I mean, I
out.
appreciate it. Several years ago, about 5 years
Cut the
ago,
trees
beavers
down.
come wipe out 7 trees in one night. And before we got the rest of them, we get chickens. They're not on our property, we just did make sure.
Wow.
We lost several that night.
Yeah, they are supposed to come in and talk to us about taking down any trees, and that seems only logical that we would check with the surrounding people to see
That'd be
if you
nice.
were agreeable.
Or come look, you're more than welcome to come to my place. You can walk right out on my dock and you can see that whole area. And you don't have to go down a hill, you don't have to do anything. It's just one step up. That's all it is. And you're more than welcome.
Any pictures that you might accidentally take would be good
I have pictures.
evidence for us.
I got
You've seen-
one of the,
Hmm?
I can show
The
you.
blighted dock is right next to their property, so. you
Oh, no, I'm
see-
talking about all the
Extra feet.
watercraft
Watercraft.
Yeah,
that are
I-
unpermitted.
Here's one of them right here. That's a pontoon right up next to our boathouse. Our boathouse is the one on the left.
It sure doesn't leave much space in between.
No, it doesn't.
There's an air conditioner hanging out there.
And there's a ladder where the kids crawl up to get on. You want to see that? Well, I took it through the.
Were you sneaking up?
No, I wasn't sneaking. I was inside the house
Is
and I
that
just took
one
it.
yours and there? This is yours?
No, that's the new one that was just built and that's,
Okay,
that's where that old boathouse was. I watch you guys' videos,
okay,
but that's where that old boathouse was
okay.
that they tore down.
I don't know why you even do it there, because there's a kid that usually do that.
But I've seen some, yeah.
Oh, sure. If you don't mind.
Do you guys speak to the owner at all?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if you could,
They made a map, everything for these
I know they
people.
tell them the rules, but I almost wonder if they could just say, like,
They have
if you-
a list of rules.
if you're bringing a kayak and then just tack it onto their bill, do you know what I mean?
I-
Make them pay it up front and slap that
I
sticker
don't know
on.
how they.
I mean, that's one way to solve that anyway, like he could just do
I
that.
don't even think the permanent the residents at the lake know they're supposed to register their kayaks, because one was stolen at the lake and the lady was claiming she had no idea she was supposed to register a kayak.
Be possible. How much do we have it published, I guess? Where's
Yeah.
I know that
Well, I
your
mean,
wife
common
is gonna
sense would
make,
tell you-
I think your wife.
Not necessarily.
I was watching on the
You just get
video.
to put your crafts on
That
for
she's gonna
free.
make a graft of how many boats, kayaks, whatever at each dock.
Right there.
She did very well at that.
She's right next to you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, and she's presenting that here in a bit.
good. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad you're doing it. That's what I mean. I heard you were gonna do that.
I sure am
No,
sorry you're
and
having this
The ones
problem.
that just bring stuff in, you don't know.
Oh, no.
And I doubt they tell them which dock they're going to.
I'm sure. Well, the only way that we get to know about situations like this, not the only way, but the best way we get to know about situations is from you guys coming and sharing this information with us. I appreciate you coming in here. I really do.
Okay. I appreciate you listening.
I have one more thing. I've got caught, for lack of a better term. Very young individuals driving go-karts out there, golf carts. And, we had a couple bad accidents this year already, and I wouldn't want to see any more. But these kids are getting pretty, I realize I'm getting older, so they all look really young. But I don't think they're old enough to have driver's license. I mean, one of them could be able to steal the steering wheel, and it was a gas-powered.
The only thing they could do it on is city property.
Yeah,
And that's
just
the
drive
problem is when they're on that main drag around the lake, that's county.
okay.
Well,
That is
and the
true.
county, you
But they
guys
drive
contribute
around
an
the whole
awful
thing.
lot of you guys contribute a lot of taxes to the county. And I'm sure the sheriff would like to be able to show their appreciation in that. I'd notify them and tell them that this is happening more often than not. Maybe give them some, key times when it's happening so they can be out there to, take these young people back home and ticket their
And tell their
parents.
parents.
Yeah.
I lived kind of in the country once. My kids were riding like a dirt bike. They'd drive it in the ditch, but when they got to the other end, they'd go out the road and turn around, and come back down.
Yeah.
Well, they all got tickets for it, but we got the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know it can be done because it happened to me.
So I would encourage you to do that, to call the county, called
We will.
dispatch and asked to talk to the dispatcher, talk to the undersheriff. He's a real nice guy.
Okay.
And explain to him what's going on. I'm sure they don't like the idea of people getting hurt out there,
Right,
especially children.
okay, thank you.
Thanks for
They're gonna say
calling.
the same thing I did. Photos are
Mhm.
priceless when it comes to that. Because I know a lot of mommies will say, well, my son didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Okay. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
My wife is telling me I have to say that a lot of daddies will say that as well.
That's what I'm
But you both know I don't care.
Okay, thank you for bringing that to our attention, and we will probably talk with our lawyer, Mr. Luckman. He was unavailable tonight, so
Okay.
he might have some good ideas for us, I hope. Do we have any requests for recorders or anything?
You skipped over
Did I?
the presentation.
Oh, Leslie, and I even got you written down, kid.
You make one.
Leslie's going to give us a presentation of, oh, spreadsheet.
Oh,
I mean, I can
Do you want me to scroll for you?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
That's, okay.
the larger
You need to drop down from the ceiling.
Okay.
I know, we do, we project it.
Unless you said-
Use
Project
project.
it and what- can you make some easy?
Anyway, there were already note cards created, so I just went off of the note cards. And I have the individual's last name, first name, their address, and then we have their dock number, and then also the number of docks that they have. If they have a deck, the structures, and then it just keeps going with, if they have boats, and then she didn't have a lot of description for the boats, so some are very basic. Some just say pontoon rather than the actual boat. And then you have the boat permits, you have jet skis, and I have, 2 for jet skis because there were quite a few people who had 2 kayaks. There were quite a few who had 4. So I just kind of did the most. And I figure if people need to add to it, they're just going to add the name back, add the name, another line, add that name again, and just keep adding the permits to it. But it goes all the way over to paddle boat and
Pedal board,
Pedal-
the
paddle board. Anyway, so that's the main spreadsheet, and then you can go down to where you can just do water devices. And then I have a filter for each one of the columns. So if you want to search by name,
Okay.
you can go down and do name. Each column is filtered that way. So if you know a number, you can go put the number in. If you have docs,
I could almost work this.
It's
you
very
have-
simple.
yeah.
And if I can interrupt you for a second, hon, what we were looking for is something to where if we have just one piece of information out of all the different columns or whatever she calls these things, like your dock number. If we have that, we can type in the dock number and everything pops up, you know, whose dock it is, what their address is, how many boats they have, all that kind of good stuff. This will also benefit the residents when they come in next year and say, hi, my name is Joe Blow. They type in Joe Blow and boom, it shows, well, do you have any new boats or anything? No, I just want to permit what I did last year. It's already populated. Everything's going to be right there. And then there's even a slot in there that she put for the permit number. So let's say somebody's being a jerk on their jet ski and you see the permit on the side. You can report jet ski number 123 was, you know, doing whatever they were doing. We can type 123 in there and we can see whose it is. We've not had that ability before.
Are you gonna have this like for whoever's running the bait shop?
Yes.
That's what they'll,
Yeah.
okay.
Actually, it's on. I put it on a flash drive because Tim made the comment about you guys putting it on the
On yours
network
as
drive.
well.
Well, and that's what I was just wondering, because I know Stephanie's got the Excel spreadsheet with all just the doc stuff, and so it
Well, you
looks,
should be able to put it on a drive and
Yeah.
both can access it.
I would like that drive back though, please.
okay.
Okay,
So do you,
Sorry, on a Google, you can put it on a
it's the
Google.
only
Drive.
document on it.
no, that's okay. I was just, so you just want me to like just save it to the, okay,
Wherever you guys need it saved.
okay.
Yeah, you can just take it off there and put it wherever you want it. And
Okay.
then we'll get
Tablet.
it from you to
Yeah.
the bait house
Or
Okay.
whatever's the
Yeah, that works.
computer.
Well, no, if you save it like in Google Docs or whatever you guys might use, you can both access it and update it simultaneously and not have to have this back and forth thing.
Okay.
That way you can see real-time information from the lake side. It's a really easy thing.
It is
so.
very easy. Okay, I also have the number, or a folder down here for the docks, the decks, and then I also did a total to tell you how many of each. I kind of just did a rough idea because I was telling him, well, how much does it cost to put a boat on the lake? So he kind of told me, so I did the math to figure out about how much you guys should be bringing in. And then we didn't know the rest of them, so I stopped there, but that can easily be added. I made it so if any changes are done to it, they need to be done to the one that says Lake Wabunsee. And then whatever's done here automatically filters over in to all these other. So it will automatically be pulled over into the other spreadsheets. So all you have to do is make the change on the very first one, and then that is it. And I have that at the very top. I cannot do this without my mouse. I have up here, add and change to this spreadsheet only. That way it'll automatically populate to all the other spreadsheets.
Great.
She also has a neat little feature there that, what was it called? That
The comments, you can add comments, because he suggested you have docs that may be grandfathered in.
Let's say somebody has 2 docks and one of them is oversized or something like that. Instead of just a little digit 2 over underneath the number of docks, you can put a comment in there that says that one of them is this big or whatever. Or any comments that you want to put out there. There's a way to put something on there. I thought seemed helpful.
So it'd be awesome for the docks, but continuing it for, as far as I know, like boat permit numbers change every year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
trying to keep that automated and keep that in a nice, neat, searchable form like this. How would we do that going forward? I guess the proposal is to use the spreadsheet as our
Template.
tracking mechanism, or yeah.
And then each time somebody comes in and gets a new permit, you just go in with their name, Joe Blow, and then change their permit number to whatever the new permit number is.
And it could be as much as, I see what you're saying, because how are you gonna know from year to year if they updated it?
Yeah.
But you could label this file 2020, and then when 2021 rolls around, you clean out all the permits, and then you know who's coming in to pay because you're starting all over again. And then you can always have 2020 to go back and look at, but yet you're working in the 2021. That would be my only suggestion. That way you know exactly once all those permits are cleaned out. It
That's
would
what I
just
was
be
gonna say.
easier. Yeah, I know it was. Okay, anyway, so then you also have like this little purple, you guys probably can't see it. There's a little purple in the corner there. And if you hover over that, it's the comment that you can put in. So you can see whether it's grandfathered in or oversized or whatever.
And there's something that says, like the column that she put in that says structures. You can hover over that and it'll say they have an 8x8 shed, or they have a boathouse, or they have a gazebo.
And all of that can
or
be added in the
Yeah.
comment section. But her cards were very generic, so this is kind of just starting generic. If I have to add to it, I have to add to it. I just need to know what to add to make it usable for everyone.
Does it have the non-residents information if they have boats and everything?
It does
on the
not.
lake? Okay.
She didn't have any cards for non-residents,
Okay.
just residents.
Anything that you think that needs to be added though?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that.
I'm thinking like a table or a column that would say resident or non-resident, and then
But why would I need a non-resident?
Yeah. I think
Well,
we're
it's-
wrong.
if that's the permit tracking from year to year, then non-residents can have permits too, or
Okay.
well, I mean,
But I,
For the
yeah,
Eskridge and
okay.
yeah. And
For the
there's,
renters.
I
Yeah,
overlooked that.
true.
oh yeah.
Okay.
But
that would be easy to add.
Yeah.
You'd probably just make it a separate thing.
Yeah,
I
whole
was
new
That's the only thing I
gonna
can
say-
really think
No, I'm
of.
not holding a column. I would just do a whole new folder.
Yeah.
And just file folder and just put non-resident. Because they're gonna ask them, do you live here or not? Then they're gonna know which one to go to add them.
Well, when they put in their address, that'll be filled out. I think there's something else to point out. Anyway, I figured that whatever you guys come up with of anything you think should be added or taken away or changed or whatever.
Don't take anything away.
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. Leslie, did she just tell you you did a good job, Mom?
Do what?
Did she just tell you you did a good
No.
job, Mom?
No.
Oh, she forgot something.
No, she's blind.
But Leslie just had the note cards that had been made and she just ran with all this. So there's probably a whole lot of information that can be added to as we go through.
It's a
I
great
like it.
start. Great
Yeah.
start.
yeah, this is awesome.
I need to learn a few of these tricks from you.
All right. Okay.
You're good.
You are excused. You're
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
Well, that was great. Do you have any department reports?
Yeah, in the packets, there's the email from Christy Rodriguez. She had called this week and she was with the Flint Hills Regional Council, said that we were members of it and our fee was due in February. And I was just like, I have no idea, and so then I asked her if she could send me an email form, everything that she told me it was about, and the cost of our membership. And so she had requested that she wanted to know if she could come to the meeting on the 14th to present, I guess, to you guys what they're about. Apparently we've been in it.
Yeah.
And we just didn't pay this year.
Well,
And
we use their grant writing resources, I think.
And I know that was something that she had said they did. That was one of the things that she had said. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up and, send you that email. And then, like I said, she did request to come do a presentation.
Wasn't it that guy that came in? They had that grant
Yeah,
funding
the guy.
that did all the
She said that,
translating of, and then they shared that information with us.
Yeah.
she said that in the past, we had
Population
probably worked
data.
with Jana Williams.
Was one of
but
the
this
things
gal
they did.
is new. This Christy gal is new. So
It's great that we didn't pay.
I think I remember.
Yeah, I don't-
That name.
Yeah, he was here and put together that package for.
yeah, I just told her I'd give you guys a heads up
I mean, I
about it. And then she said that if possible, she wanted to come to the meeting on the 14th. And
know we made the decision to become a member of that, and the fee was like kind of
$320.
reasonable. So
yeah, it's on it because that's what I made sure and asked her how much it was. Like I said, she said the invoice was sent January, would have been due in February, $320.40.
still, I would love to have them here and kind of quiz them on any opportunities they have for this year.
Yeah, I would,
outside of like
just
CDBG.
unlike you, and, after going through all this last couple of years, we know there's some things we'd like to have grants for and stuff, so it would be nice to find out.
I feel like they were gonna do something about, putting together data on like communities you could live in, like
They
around
finished
the
that.
larger cities. They do that?
Yeah.
Or that-
Yeah,
I was thinking being in this is part of us being on this.
Yeah.
Right?
And we were,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, I don't think we ever voted to leave it or anything. It must have just been an error.
That's what I was
Oversight.
saying. I think maybe it was
Probably
just
an
an
oversight.
oversight. So,
So, yeah,
but yeah, that
If they
was
can help us with the LMI survey.
that'd be cool.
That would be
Tell her to
awesome.
come.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And I told her I'd go ahead and put her on, but then I would give you guys
Yeah.
kind of a heads up.
I mean,
So,
do we want to go ahead and pay it, or is that something? If we pay it, it's not gonna
She
show up?
asked me, well, no, I think
It'd be a
she
great
still
opportunity.
was because she had asked me today, if I got any information on the payment, I don't,
well, I think we should say in it, I'd like to pay it.
Yeah.
Cause they have helped us in the past.
so do
Yeah.
you want me to go ahead and pay it or do you want to wait?
I don't know. Do we need motion for it? I mean, I thought it was.
It's just a regular, just a bill, we
Yeah,
joined it a long
exactly.
time ago.
It's a
So just
recurring
go ahead and
thing,
pay it,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess double check that we didn't pay and they lost it.
Okay.
Could be an oversight on their end,
Yeah.
Yeah, check with
so
Stephanie.
I would check it, but yeah.
Would probably be in the section.
Yeah.
Good.
And that was all I had.
Okay. Okay. Dock permit 161 Cedar Circle. Robson?
Do we have anything?
Got the,
Oh, good.
yeah, do you have any questions?
Yeah, are you gonna rebuild with the same exact same?
Yeah, we're actually gonna increase it by 1 foot. It's gonna be 16 by 24. It's 15 by 24 now. It's a floating dock.
Okay.
And it's, all the foam is right out. We just purchased 161. That dock is- I've got the pictures of it here. You know, shit.
As long as requirements, I'll move to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Don't worry
There's
about it.
pictures anyway. if you wanna look
He
at
took
them.
pictures, we gotta look at the
It's
pictures, guys.
pretty crappy. All the boards are falling apart.
Well, we were more concerned with what's going back in that spot, not so much you tearing the old one out.
Okay.
We're fans of that.
Right, yeah, it's gonna be 16 by 24s. Eric,
Always
T.
too late.
or something. But he's gonna- It's approved?
Well, as soon as we all raise our hands.
Okay.
Sam, did you second that?
I sure did. Make that official.
Okay, we got a second, all in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you.
We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
And you said that you went and looked at 355 Lake Shore and they meet all the requirements.
Absolutely.
I'll move to approve the dock permit for Simon.
I'll second it.
It's this one.
Yes.
All right, we've had a motion and a second. Do we have, who did the second? Ken? All in favor? Okay, we're moving on to
You're good to go.
162 Cedar Circle.
I'm looking over your head.
I'll
there.
move
Simon and
for the dock transfer from Cooper to
you're done.
Han.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay, we've had a motion to approve on boat transfer. All in favor?
Boat transfer.
No, dock transfer.
Did I say boat?
You said no.
Keep your boats, please.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Sorry.
No, you probably did not. Let's see. Russ Flynn regarding unattended boats and barges.
What are the barges? Is Russ Flint there?
What's a barge? I mean, I know what a barge is, but is Russ here?
So he had emailed and requested me put him on. I don't know if he is. I don't
Is he
know.
not here?
Can we move on and then if he comes, we can come back to him?
Thank you, that's a good idea.
It's kind of hard to address the situation if he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I
Alright.
don't really know.
Other or continuing council business, so we're gonna move on to 183 Twine Arbor, Twin Arbor Manor.
Yeah, they're here.
Where find it? Grab the trash.
This was the one that we were in talks about.
I honestly don't have a problem with it.
Did everybody make a chance out there to see it?
I did.
No, did not.
But I've seen the map.
We don't have anything set in place, which I think we still need to move forward as far as 5th, 6th, 7th tier and all the way around. But because we don't have it in place at this time, I'll move to approve 183 Twain Harbor.
I will second it.
All in favor? Oh, we have a question?
Yes.
This is across and over just a hair from, we have a shed over there, one of the first ones. It's 3, and they stopped.
Yeah, it's like 4th tier.
Yeah, it's up there. Anyway, this canvas is supposed to be painted on a tree. This is the one that was around the corner from us before. He put the same house there. He got a dock. Now he moved all the way over about, well, in the crow flies, it's about 3 blocks. Now he's getting another dock. Still the first one?
That was with the, did he get rid of the,
So did
That
you
was
sell
the
the
old, that was the old owner of the shed before you bought it.
Right.
Is that correct? Who was that? Who owned it before you? Are you
what?
Manor?
Yeah.
So the shed that you guys have that you have put water and electricity to,
Right.
was that not at a prior location at the lake?
Yes.
Who was the owner of that?
That was,
That was you.
That
Did you have a dock when you had it there?
no.
Okay. Okay.
Which dock do you get in this one? This one?
We're gonna build one. We
Oh,
found
okay.
a spot.
Okay. Cause I was here several years ago and it was, first, next was we're gonna get one, but they paid for the electric and still were over on, all the way across the lake on the other side, it was about as far as we could get to the dock. I didn't know if you could get a dock for the people on the other side of the lake.
They were across the lake and got a dock across?
Yep.
No, this one's just up
Okay,
the street.
that's all I'm concerned, is that, cause otherwise.
But
it's gonna be
we
easy
have been
to-
talking about where to restrict how many people get docks, and it's in the works.
There's no room
Right.
because
We're aware.
everybody else has.
Right.
Yeah, it's full.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's full.
I'm just curious, because last time I was here.
I
it was
didn't
all the way
even
on the
know.
other side of the lake.
That's
All the
great.
way up on that.
Just so you know, you have-
Mr. Dolan, what we have recently gotten a lot more serious with our talks about limiting the numbers of docks that are going to be
I usually do
put in
that.
place.
Yeah, I'm not.
Fortunately for these two, they had their permit in just a second before we started really thinking about this issue, I guess. And that probably is leaning a lot on why we're allowing them.
Oh, I'm not questioning. the
But
business,
going
it's just-
forward,
so
we're gonna
I'm
be
thinking
a
of
little more.
Proximity to the dock. The
Yeah.
proximity to the dock, that's the only thing.
Okay,
We are.
'Cause I
Well,
saw
we-
that
we-
go-
we did
go
have a
forward.
motion and a second,
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
All in favor of approving this? Unanimous, okay. Okay, good discussion.
So we're good to go then?
You're good.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming in.
Bill.
Have a nice evening.
You did the same.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the thing with this one is that there's been several times that I've been up here when she has called. And finally, when this one came in the other day, I was like, you need to,
This year,
kind of move on it, yeah.
Yeah, and we've discussed it before. I mean,
Well, and she also came in, the property owner came in and talked to us about it. We set a timeline on her. And it's way past the timeline that she was supposed to either move those, vehicles and put it behind a privacy fence or something like that.
we remember how formal that was. Was that an actual hearing?
It was not a hearing.
Okay.
She asked to
It was
come
the
and talk
same
to
as
the.
like Bruner and everybody else that we just kept extending.
Well, we only
Bruner's
extended
was
it,
a hearing though. I mean, that's where we had actual cause to.
and so this was.
And Brenner showed progress.
And so then anyway, I asked the lawyer, I emailed him and asked, or actually I called him, and he said to do this, to, go ahead and talk about the fact that we have done that. We have talked to her here and now we need to have a hearing. And he suggested that he was gonna talk to us about that tonight, but that's where we're at. We've already have a hearing with her.
Let's schedule that.
We will schedule that.
What's the?
So you have
next
talked to
meeting
her?
We're thinking 14th,
I talked to her I talked to her the same time that we talked.
2020.
I haven't actually talked
So
to her.
nobody's actually talked to her.
I just know that the
Still think
letter
we
was
might.
in with this person's
That's why we
payment,
got what we got.
and
so.
she has called several times before asking if anything's ever
What's
been,
the
Very
letter?
appropriate.
It was
the one that's
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
The
asking,
complaint?
yes.
Do we read that letter out loud?
If you want to, go ahead.
No, that would be your job. I'm just asking if we do
Okay.
that or not.
It's a,
I don't know
If a
that we do
citizen's
that. Do we
complaint is to be
necessarily
read.
read it out loud?
Out loud for everybody, or if we just keep it in our notes for ourselves. That was my question.
It's in record. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Do we need to even read it out loud?
not that we're required to. I don't think it hurts
Is this
anything.
about the document for 183?
No,
that's
no, that's
they
been
left.
approved and yep, we're on
private
to
property.
city blighted property
Private
issue.
property.
We approved 183.
Other and continuing council meetings, doc permit 133, the Twain Arbor.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
approved
yeah.
So
that.
we're on that next line.
That was them, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry,
That's all
All right,
right.
fine, no.
okay.
And then we had the Russ Flynn that wasn't here, so we put that aside.
If
Okay.
he shows up, we'll come back to it.
Yeah, I'm curious
And
about
so, so anyway, we're going to send well, actually, and there are letters that we have sent to the property owner that are on record, so. I think there's one
Okay,
or
we
two
sent-
in there.
So ours, and she hasn't done anything, and she hasn't said anything about,
And I put a
Legally,
copy of the one that I found that was
Right.
sent last year.
oh, last year, jeez.
It was August 16th of last year that I
just saw
found.
August, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that- and like I said, there's been several times even before Stephanie had the baby, that I've been up here when I've had a call come in saying, is something gonna be done? I'm like, well, I don't know, I'll get a message. And so
Something needs to
it's
be
been a concern
She's been
of,
told
of
many, many
this.
times.
This house has been like this for over 15 years.
Yeah,
And-
and,
Good.
And because of the name, we've been ignoring it.
well, and I feel bad
And
for the
that's-
person who
we-
complained
we-
because,
We have hammered people around her,
yeah.
but we've ignored her.
Well, that's what the letter's saying, is they've
And-
cleaned
And,
up theirs.
and that's her point,
It's
was
about-
that they
it's
did
about
what
time
they
you
were
started
supposed to
Around
do.
her for years and years
Yes.
and years before any action was taken there too.
Yeah.
So,
It needs to be
Anyway,
addressed.
we'll just go ahead and we'll have a hearing and we'll, go from there.
So with that is something, I mean, who sets that up? Is that
Uh,
something I would
that
be,
that
motion, I think that's probably a motion.
Or-
Well, if we're done with discussion, I will ask for a motion.
Move to set a hearing for September 14th.
Mhm.
Discuss 106 mineral.
Second.
Who discusses that?
Discuss, well, and
We
then,
just-
you know,
And lawyer.
we invite her to show up.
Okay. All in favor of this hearing on, yeah, the 14th? Okay, yes.
I voted.
I just didn't see
so
it.
then
It's unanimous.
with that, is that something that I need to
Yes.
make up a letter? Or is, I mean, I'll just ask Stephanie if there's letters
Yeah.
in there and then I send it?
You
Yeah,
can go
there's
ahead and
Letting
look at
her
those.
know, or?
If there's
What-
any other
there's
letters like
already-
this. that
There
we-
is a letter in there that she's already had sent to her, so go ahead and look at that and review it.
So, the only one that I found was that one. I'll just talk to Stephanie
Yeah.
and see where, because Mike and I were talking about that today, that sometimes the stuff when you search, it's not, you have to do something for it to actually come up. So I'll just find out how to for sure find that.
That's fine.
And then just go ahead and send it as soon as I get it typed up, or
Yes, or have me sign it.
Okay.
Or
you actually sign it, or do you want your stamp?
I'd like to sign it,
Okay,
because I know I'll have a visit at the store, so.
okay, that's fine.
And it is fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay, and while we're at it, do you guys have some others that we need to look at? In particular, I know there's been some discussion on other property that needs to be
I've
moved.
brought up for about the past 4, if
Anyway,
not
what-
5 meetings, that one property that Daryl lives in. Has that letter been sent?
To
to
the
the
property,
homeowners?
we were gonna
I
send,
was not actually.
I have a
told.
question about that. So, I know if we mowed the grass, we'd assess it to the taxes. But since it's a renter and we mow the grass, can we assess it to the renter's bills?
that's why we let the, that's why we.
Because
let the
I've spoke with the
owner
owners
know.
and the owners have spoken with them multiple times. So they're not getting, you know what I mean? And then there's squatters' rights and all of that. So like they're trying to work to get things going and whatever, but like it takes all this time. So like in the meantime, if we mow that, is that going to be put on their taxes that they have to pay, even though they've been talking to the renter and doing all of that? Or is something where we could assess it to their city bill instead of assessing it to the property taxes because they're renters? That's just a question that I have.
Well, that is a question for Todd, and I do believe that it could, that's why we try and let the property owners know so that this is a problem and that this bill will be coming up. Ultimately, if that person absconds, it goes on to the property.
And I have talked to the property owners 4 times, and the last time was like literally 30 minutes ago.
I would just need
I don't think that's
addresses
correct.
before I send anything, because I don't know,
You can't say
like, I
literally.
haven't sent anything because no one.
Literally
Places. So, yeah, if there's
1
something
hour
that
ago.
you guys are wanting me to send stuff, I can find it, I can do it, I just don't know what all addresses you guys want me to send stuff to.
I would like something sent to where the Wyricks used to live, where Aaron Kalka lived. I've been talking about that one for quite a while. The door's been open.
Yeah, it's
Oh, the
disgusting.
landowner?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's that's bad.
So
It's
tell
abandoned,
me,
it's
it's
abandoned
abandoned,
property.
right?
I think it's
It is
abandoned
abandoned.
property is what it is, but she owns it, so.
Hmm.
Aaron's old house.
I don't know who actually owns it.
You guys know
He does.
a lot more than I do about that.
I'll ask Aaron for what her phone number is. He still has it, I think. At least he did.
By,
5
yeah,
months
by
ago.
you, it's,
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Wasn't where that's where he used to work.
Are there other ones offhand you guys?
I didn't know until there was a little
Right.
Facebook altercation, and then I realized.
Cindy.
I have a list that I would prefer to come talk to you with without
Okay.
mentioning any names.
Okay, that's fine. Now, who did you say?
Cindy. I don't know what Cindy's last name is.
There is one property that I really want to see a letter go to, and that's next to Bing Miller. That little white house. It's between Bing and Francis Cook. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah. Is that a rental?
Yeah, do you have
It
address?
is a rental.
And belongs to Sweet Little Gal?
Yes.
Okay.
Did we just stop on Schaefer's house down here?
No, we were gonna, no, we're moving on that too.
I mean,
Which
I
one?
haven't heard
Because I
any-
don't know where they're at
The
now.
Schaefer's on Beta.
Better Street.
No,
They're not there, they own the house though.
We dressed it, and then it just
No,
stopped.
we,
And I haven't-
Also, the
I haven't
corner
heard
behind the
any-
post office, has anybody noticed
Okay, you know
that?
where the old gas station is downtown?
Yes.
I mean,
That's
right
right
downtown.
there, right?
Right.
the one that he
Yeah.
was working on,
What
he
do they
stopped.
need to do with it?
Yes.
I worry about him because he was working on hard.
He was working
He
on
was
it
getting it.
hardcore, but I don't know that grass has been mowed.
I think they met.
Yeah, they're not, they haven't touched it in forever.
Really? I guess I haven't.
It's right next to the good.
I know what house he's talking about. I'm just saying she knows who owned it.
The one house they really
It's
cleaned
the
up.
same one they've had for years.
What's his name? Polk County, yes, because I'm not.
It was coming down.
We give him the address.
Was it Mikey that bought
It's
that?
supposed to be destroyed.
No.
So many things going on.
No, okay.
I wish it would be.
There's also a trailer house across from
But I
Danny's
think they should
Hughes
end it a long time ago.
that is vacant,
They haven't-
and I don't think
And
it has been mowed for years.
it
Is
was
that
then
where Cindy used to live?
we were pissed.
Yes.
Yeah, that used to be Dave Patterson's and he signed it over to her.
And while I'm talking about that area,
Surely some of
Has
these houses
anybody-
have had letters already and we should already be processing
no,
this.
these are ones that I have
Schaefer's been
wanted to
repeatedly
send
told
letters and we have
things.
not sent letters. 'Cause I
We
brought
should have
them
spoke
up.
up.
I have multiple times,
No, we haven't had a public officer.
multiple
and
meetings,
it's been
streets,
vacant.
up that,
The one
There.
time, good
Start
speeds
over.
lot,
No.
what are you talking about now?
Cindy's
Yeah.
You're
trailer,
going too
Yeah.
fast.
across from Danny
Yeah,
Hughes.
he uses
Yeah.
there.
That road right there is really, really bad. You could drive, my car would drag.
I think that
Driving
that's
on
the same
There was a
area.
name,
Chad
names and
Trumbull
houses.
came in.
The road
actually,
behind
Mike
your
was
house,
in-
I had
in the
no
office.
idea.
He was
It
talking
just
to him because
disappeared.
I think if it's the same area that I'm
It's a
thinking
really
of, he
bad
said
flood
that Charlie
zone.
was
When it
driving
rains really
and
bad, it floods.
It's a
washes
river.
everything out.
Yeah,
And
the
so he
asphalt
did-
is coming up
Yeah.
and it's
Maybe
like
wash
made a
away
bump in the
and then-
road
and I
like
just walk
this tall. And
Every-
like you can
everything
barely
is-
get around it
Yeah.
without doing some
Chad
Yeah,
damage.
but the road
talked to
itself
Mike
is
about that,
gone at
so-
the end.
But I would like to
I've
see
never, I've
immediate,
never been back.
immediate action on that because that is a safety
That's not
thing
our
and
road
somebody's
either.
car is gonna get,
That's
Yeah, we need to
county.
put cones around it until they get it taken care of.
yeah, for sure.
So what road is that? Do you know offhand, like what?
I hate that put cones around a thing because that means, okay, problem solved.
Mulberry.
No, but it means alert. I mean, you gotta do something to stay, keep people from running over.
Yeah, cause when I turned the corner to go up there to drive by that property, like I literally had to like slam on my brakes because I would have dragged my car.
Isn't Daryl's house up there somewhere? I was driving around because I wasn't sure where he lived.
It's on
and I think I
Cedar.
found it.
Cedar, next to Jackie Cook,
Right,
or Jackie Martin.
Shelley and
Yeah, right next to
Shelley
it.
Summers and Jackie Martin.
Oh,
I just call him Jackie Cook.
oh,
Is that one I'm supposed to be sending an address?
yeah.
But
We'll help you.
I know. You're gonna
I
send me
should
the
remember,
address?
it used to be my address.
Cause I don't, you said the name a couple times, but I didn't.
Carrie, don't feel bad. I'm just as lost.
I think it's
I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm like,
Yeah, well, and the worst thing is sometimes we have
Well,
to.
you're like rapid fire. I don't know who you're. Don't tell me the people. Tell me the address and the street. Can we get street signs on every street, please?
We do have street signs,
On every street?
Yes.
On every street?
Yeah.
don't we?
I just.
No,
No, no,
we
no.
don't.
Well,
Dolly, we
yeah,
haven't for
I'm not sure.
ages.
Maybe it
I don't
was
think
last
people even
meeting.
knew the street names in some of
And I
these
tried
places.
looking up the name.
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
need the
like,
TV
okay,
back
I
there.
didn't find anything.
And my
about the
street
actual
was
system.
labeled wrong,
So
so
then
I
it's
can't
like,
even get
well,
my
I think
stuff
somebody
corrected
said
on
they
all the
needed a
electronic
renter.
stuff it's been
And
done
so
wrong
I-
on. So UPS and everybody has trouble shipping stuff to my street.
If you get down there,
Because they absolutely turned it into Avenue at one point and
That's hilarious.
screwed it up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's.
And there is a second avenue in
What I'm
town
talking here
already,
is
so the fact of having a second street and a
misunderstanding,
second
because I tried to
avenue
look that
just
up.
drives me.
They asked you why your house is facing the wrong way.
There's this one trying to run.
I almost couldn't buy my house because it was listed incorrectly in legal records.
So was mine for years. So the house has been
Yeah,
here over
I
100
think we
years.
need to probably readdress the streets in general.
My
'cause
old house was.
They're not labeled correctly or just efficiently enough. It bugs me. I can't tell where I am sometimes. So that's why we do this so-and-so's house and so-and-so's house and so-and-so. I don't know who that is. I am not old enough.
Well, hey, I
Hey,
am very.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
My mom does it to me, and she worked at the post. I'm not like, Mom, I didn't memorize the PO boxes. Don't tell me where they
We need
live
to
at.
make a committee on getting our streets and,
That's a
and,
good
and everything
Thing.
all
I'm already on the park one though.
So
So.
you're in charge. You're in
Thank you.
Yeah, we need a spreadsheet that says who used to live where 30 years ago.
Yes. So-and-so and
I still live in the
so-and-so.
Milwaukee.
Can you ask
I
Glenn nicely
can't.
if she'll do that?
People refer to my house by the person who lived in it almost 20 years ago.
I do that with Joe. If I start explaining to him about something, I go, you know where Justin used to live with, and he goes, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Nope. I do know the history. I just don't know every single person who lived in every single house.
We'll fill you in.
I don't know if that's possible. I'm not real good with names and faces.
We've only
sticking.
been here since 1856. Today, yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay.
All right, that was fun.
Sorry,
No,
that was my. I can't keep up
You
with
know
these
what?
blighted house conversations
That
because
is
we always
actually-
use the person's name
it
instead of
is
the house.
actually a legitimate
It
thing.
is.
And
I
we
can't
do need
keep
to
up.
make a committee. Do I know anybody that doesn't have anything to do? No. Oh, wait a minute, yes, I do.
Please don't suggest me.
No, it's a kid,
Okay.
Kid.
young person.
Yeah.
Okay, we've gone through,
I have 4
all right.
kids. You can't
so
really
we've,
turn me that way anymore.
all right, we're on executive session.
Oh, we are.
5 minutes.
Someone.
And
get a
it's
move?
for what?
To
Personnel
discuss how
or,
you're going to compensate Leslie.
do we have to do an executive session on
Well,
that?
I don't-
Non-elected personnel, 5 minutes. I so
Sorry.
move.
I don't know, do we do that?
I
Can't we
don't know.
just talk out? It's not even on, oh, is it on? Yeah.
It should be, okay, but doesn't, if Brett moved, doesn't
I'll
someone?
second.
Okay, it's 7:58 by that thing.
Does Carrie have to be in it? It's better.
Yeah, we need to turn that
I'm
on.
gonna go try to
Carrie,
figure
I
this.
know that the answer to this before I even ask it to you, probably, but is there any way that you can pull up how many hours that we've paid Keezy yet? And give me a total of what we've paid her?
Kiza. Kiza.
Keezy.
Okay.
Okay,
It's a pretty name. I like Kiza.
let me,
Is it-
don't,
Name.
Let me, I can go see. I can't guarantee
Yeah,
anything
but-
right now.
Turn
Let
the
me,
thing,
that's what I was gonna say. Let me
turn
get
the
that
thing off
thing.
first.
Yeah, even if you got like a gross amount, divided by her wage, and there you got the number of hours, so.
I just wanted to
Still have
know
receipts for it.
what we paid her,
Information.
and I was gonna say